Moore says, I'm 21 in the military for the next 3 years, saving 70% of my check. Could y'all give me some advice in terms of investing? The videos with Ryan Dawson go crazy, by the way. Okay, so...
and those are only on Rumble. They're not on YouTube for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yo, real estate, bro. We tell you all the time, real estate is what you want. Yo, real estate is the best asset class, man.
I think
cryptocurrency, precious metals, be in everything.
But if you don't have a skill, for example, to get the money for real estate, then you need a skill first.
Yeah.
So learn a skill.
Yeah, learn a skill. You might have to invest in that skill. But he said he's in the military.
Yeah.
So he's saving up a bunch of his money. So yeah, bro, do real estate, bro. And you're going to be able to use a VA loan.
Yeah.
When you get out, you might not be able to use a VA loan now, but you'll be able to use one. But the thing, be careful with the VA loans because you put no money down, which is like, oh, this is awesome. But that means you're going to have a high-ass mortgage. And you're going to have to pay PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, which is, if you don't put 20% down, you have to pay that, which adds to the bill as well. Is it okay to continue renting an apartment in the city while building a rental portfolio? Living outside of the city seems like I would miss out on a lot of opportunities on your network. Yeah, so that's fine, dude, if you want to do that, but you're going to need money to do that. A lot of people might not have the capital to put 20% down on a house, so they have to live in it for a year, so they can go ahead and, put the 3.5% down. So if you have the capital to be able to live in an apartment and then invest, which is exactly what I do, well, I live in a condo, either way, same shit, then go ahead and do it. But most people, you're going to have to probably live in that property that first year. What's up, you guys changed my life. I went from making $40K a year in a dead-end job and now making over $100 in my first handyman business. I hired my first employee and owned 5 rental properties.
Who does that, bro?
And when we get chats like that, that just goes and shows like why we're head and shoulders above all the competition and all the haters, man. All the copycat podcasts, all the detractors, all the bitch-ass reaction niggas that talk shit about us. Like, bro, they're not changing lives like we are. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day is results. Who's creating results?
I wanted to share with you my Christmas story.
Oh, yeah.
So I was in Atlanta. By the way, you guys are welcome in Atlanta anytime. I dropped into my cousin's apartment to surprise her. She didn't know I was coming. Didn't answer door, but her neighbor was taking out his garbage. Saw my Fresh and Fit hoodie. Said, hey, man, is that Fresh and Fit? I said, yeah, man, they're the truth. He said, right on, right on. I said, yeah, listen to them. They'll make you a man. He's a younger guy. I'm an older guy. Anyways, I walked outside, thinking my next move, since my cousin didn't answer the door, he was also outside. We had acknowledged on the Fresh and Fit outfit. I said, hey, man, you see that car over there? He says, that Lamborghini? I said, yeah, man. You want to go for a ride? He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, man, let's go. It's Christmas. We hop in the car. We do a little lap around the neighborhood. While we're doing that, his girlfriend calls because he just took off. Like, where are you? What are you doing? He made a video chat out of it and panned it around the car to show her. And anyways, I just thought it was kind of funny. Full disclosure, it was a rental. Okay. I'm actually moving out of the country soon, so I don't need anything expensive like that. But it was fun to play for a while.
Well, I will say you probably give him his
all
first.
You guys talk about.
Well, I will say though, bro, you probably gave him his first experience in Lambo, so that's nice of you, man. Hopefully inspires him to do more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much. I've been listening for the past year. Thank you guys again so much. I got rid of my debt, improved my credit. Life's been great. You guys have been really helpful. Thank you so much for everything. Now, my question, I'd like one piece of advice from each of you. I feel like a lot of people are struggling with what I'm struggling with. So I recently graduated from college, got my first engineering job. So that's all great. Now, over the past year, I've gotten into entrepreneurship and really wanting to start a business. I have an idea, and I really have been trying to go through the iterations and get it working and get it moving. I still have 0 sales at the moment, $0 and everything like that, but I'm working through it. Now, my issue is that there are so many distractions and different things for me to get into. I mean, I can go into sales, cars, insurance, I can do wholesaling, real estate, I can do X, Y, and Z. Like, there's so many things that I know that if I just stick to it, I'll be really successful because I just want to give it 110%. But I'm just always going back and forth with what direction to choose and where to go. So I want your guys' thoughts and feel free to ask me any more questions to kind of dig into that.
Focus on your engineering, man. If you try to do a million things at once, you're going to fuck up. Focus on your engineering. Become really good and proficient at that before you pick something else up. It's a career that's going to make you six figures. Hell, you can go ahead and stick with that until you actually find something you really want to do. You're good enough at engineering where you can actually do something else, and it's like, you can do it in your sleep. That's what I ended up doing, right? So, like, I became a very strong agent with Homeland first. I was able to, fucking do my cases and write my reports and everything else like that because I had worked at a really high level. So when I transferred to the new field office, it was easy mode, and I was able to start a business on the side. So make sure you become really good at what you're doing. You said you're an entry-level engineer. Like, become really good at that, scale that up, make more money doing that, and then you're going to be able to not only be proficient at your job and not get, your boss's attention for you trying to do some other shit, because trust me, as a beginner or entry level, if you try to do something else, your boss is going to probably be able to tell that you're preoccupied doing something else. So just make the money with your job, become successful, become proficient. Once you do that and you got some time in, then you could go ahead and segue into something else that will make you some other money or do some entrepreneurship, and you'll have the money also to back it up properly. Because the thing is that when you're trying to, start up a business with no money, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to take time and effort. I'd rather you take that time and effort, put it into your real job, make the money at your real job, then invest that extra money from your real job into your side endeavor. That's going to help you grow your side endeavor way faster. Does that make sense? And less headaches.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, bro. 100%. If you want to segue from 9 to 5 over to entrepreneurship, use your 9 to 5 to fund your entrepreneurship, but make sure that your 9 to 5 is solid. You're making a good amount of money doing it, and it's going to really cut the learning curve down, because then you'll be able to hire mentors, you'll be able to hire employees, etc., and that will make your situation way better, dude.
So do you think once I have a decent amount saved up, should I transition to investing in a mentor or straight into real estate? Because I want to do that at some point, but I don't know what to do first.
That depends on you. So let's say, because remember, you have a high income skill already, right? You've already accomplished step one. So now it's about making more money with that high income skill and then putting it onto either another business that you feel passionate about. Keyword, you need to be passionate about it, because now you're going into a whole other fucking skill set. Or you could get right into the real estate, but that's where you decide. But you already accomplished step one, my friend, which is why I want you to not fuck it up and hit that six figures, which you're going to do inevitably as an engineer. You need it for just a few years. Then you could properly invest into that side hustle.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Cool.
Who's up next?
You guys are the best. See you.
All right, my friend. And that goes for a lot of you guys watching. A lot of you guys probably already have a pretty good job. You're making 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year. Work that job. You already got the high income skill. Make that money, and then go ahead and start that side hustle after you make that money, man. Because I'm telling you guys, starting a business with money is way better than starting it with no money. Because when you start with no money, you're going to have to do a bunch of bullshit. You're going to cut corners. You're not going to be able to do things properly. You're going to buy shitty equipment. You might not even be able to buy equipment. You're not be able to hire employees. You can't pay for ad space. Whatever it is, whatever business you want to do, whether it's an online business or a brick and mortar business, you're not going to be able to properly get into the situation to set yourself up to actually be profitable. Okay? So you might as well just focus on your current job, make the money from that current job, and then properly get into your second endeavor so you can actually be profitable once you hit the ground running doing that job. Who's up next? Or that other gig?
2788. You're up. 2788.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yo.
We got you, bro.
All right, awesome. It's from Mryon. So I have an appointment with Brandon Carter's ACT tomorrow.
Sure.
To sign up. I got money down. I did my first call. This is going to be my second. Let's see. I was just wondering, Mryon, do you have any tips to grow this extremely fast? Because I know you did. So thought I'd ask you for any advice. I need to make money like ASAP and like a lot. I'm already making about 80, 90 grand as a semi-truck driver, but I don't want to do it forever.
Yeah. Well, then that's where it comes into, paying for ads, right? Because you're going to be doing a service-based business where you're doing sales, as being a coach. You're going to want to obviously look the part. You're going to obviously want to have a social media presence that's going to help you scale a lot more as well to recruit to get clients in, right? Maybe even start a YouTube channel. And they'll walk you through all that. But the biggest thing is, luckily for you, you have a good job, so you'll be able to invest money into your fitness business and be able to scale it at a much faster rate than other people. You could pay for ads and everything else like that.
All right, sweet. Any things I should avoid, like mistakes you made that slowed you down?
Just make sure that you screen customers properly. Don't get on the phone with brokies. That's a big one. But they're gonna teach you how to do all that. And make sure you study all the material and really like learn it, internalize it. Don't, take shortcuts and skip shit. Just go through everything and you'll be good.
Okay, awesome. I'll keep you guys posted. Last thing, a quick suggestion. You guys, are you guys gonna come out with a workout shirt, like a moisture wicking tee with like the Fresh and Fit logo on it?
Not a bad idea. Can you put that down next to the map, Bills? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to spread awareness to the gyms or whatever, and I may see some other guys like, wearing the same shirt. I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
brother.
They'll probably come up to you. Yeah, it's actually kind of. My brother, says that he always sees people watching the podcast when they're in the gym. So it's really a blessing, man, that we have the amount of reach that we have. It really is. It's fucking incredible. So.
And you're seeing the guys that are wearing them. They're the swollest guys. I'm like, awesome.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, because then you immediately have something that you guys will be friends instantly, man. If you meet someone and they watch Fresh and Fit, more than likely you already know that they're not on some Matrix bullshit. You'll be able to hang out with them and talk with them and shit. So.
Yeah, and my network or something.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right.
At a chain body shop, I work as a general manager now, so I'm responsible for 3 locations. I was previously responsible for 1. Now I'm responsible for 3.
Right.
So I'm trying to build my income in that area, and my end goal is to start my own athletic and casual clothing business. So my plan that I want to do is I want to invest every month of my income into a bank account that I have no access to, kind of like a savings account, or have my dad open up another account to put money into that to where I can't touch it. And after about 2 to 3 years of saving up, I want to see how much I have saved up there and invest it into my business that I want to start. So I want to see if y'all think that's a good idea.
That's a very competitive niche, my friend. You're going to be competing with Gymshark. You're going to be competing with our friend Christian Guzman over at Alpha Elite. You're going to be competing with Lululemon, Nike. It's very difficult to get into that niche unless, number one, you have audience. Number two, you have some capital to be investing in the clothing because you're going to have to buy higher quality clothing because it's athleisure. Athleisure requires people are going to be working out in it, etc. So it's going to need to be it's going to be washed often, so it's going to have to be higher quality shit. So ask yourself, are you prepared to, and then at some point you're going to have to segue from your regular job and get into that full time, right? So like when we went over to Alpha Elite, right, headquarters out there in Houston, and we saw like how operations are done between, with Christian and, his girlfriend has Buff Bunny and everything else like that. Max Tuning has Everforward, all these guys. We got to see like how, number one, how much work goes into the clothing situation. Number two, how competitive it is. And this is something that you need to ask yourself before you get in, like, are you prepared to spend quite a bit of capital, maybe not be as profitable in the beginning? Do you have the audience where you'll be able to market it to? If you don't have the audience, are you willing to pay for the ads? Ads are extremely expensive. So that's just some things I want you to keep in mind. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I want you to be very aware of what you're getting yourself into. There's a reason why Christian doesn't necessarily prioritize his YouTube channel like that anymore. Alpha Elite takes a lot of his time. Watch our interview that we did with him, as a matter of fact. Please watch that. Watch that with him and with Max. We talk about that a bit. Max transitioned more from the clothing over into the candy because of that reason, because of how competitive it was, etc. And obviously just more profitable with the candy. And then, Christian is full on with Alpha Elite. That's why he doesn't prioritize his YouTube channel as much unless he's doing summer shredding. So go watch that interview and get an insight into it from someone that's very successful on it.
Okay, yeah, man, will do. Yeah, because what I really want to do, man, is one day, like, give people jobs. I want to inspire people to go out of the comfort zone and really be great, man.
Yeah, I'm not telling you not to do it, bro. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying, like, these are people that are successful and they have big audiences and they were able to leverage that audience to go ahead and create a clothing brand and be successful.
Yeah, we don't ever want to crush your dreams, bro. We're just saying, is it realistic? Is it going to actually happen? And if you really want it to happen, it can, but you're really that devoted to this cause? Because if you are, you can make it work.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, are you really that devoted to the cause? So that's
only you can answer that, and
Yeah.
and we're telling you it's going to be extremely difficult. Me going over there and seeing how they actually do stuff, I was like, wow. The clothing business is like you're going to be having to come out with new clothes every season, designs. You're going to have a whole bunch of it's going to be, if you want to really do it, you're going to need a lot of people on your team. You're going to need a warehouse. You're going to need like shipping. It was really number one, it was really cool to go see it, firsthand. And then number two, I went to go we got to see firsthand how, and I think Alfleet made like 90 million that year last year when we talked with Christian. So it's a huge operation.
I actually vlogged most of it on my vlog channel as well.
Yeah. So
want to check it out,
dude. For you, go back and watch our interview that we did with Christian Guzman, and then also watch Fresh's vlog on it because you'll see kind of behind the scenes, and watch our interview that we did with Max Tuning as well.
Yeah.
Because we went into detail with our questions about the clothing business and athleisure in general. Okay, so I think you really enjoyed those interviews, and it would help you. Okay.
Okay, man. Yeah, sounds good. Again, much love to you guys. Just the dubs. I want to tell you real quick. I used to be over 300 pounds. I'm 5'10". I lost weight all the way down to 230 pounds. And after I lost the weight, I started to really pump iron really seriously. Gained about 15, 20 pounds of muscle, but I really want to cut down the body fat a little bit more so I can see more of my muscular physique.
Yeah.
And also I box as well. I'm doing it for about 7-8 years too.
Nice, dude. Nice. That's good, man. Just keep on trucking, bro. You're on a good path here. You got your head on straight. You got a goal. I just want you to understand what your goal is going to entail, all right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you very much. Hey, Fresh, much love to you as well. You're also a really good ass dude, man, that shows the other side of networking and really improving yourself as a person too, man. So much love to you, and I appreciate you as well.
And by the way, timestamps are in that interview, bro. So you can go ahead and skip around and bounce around to the parts that you want to watch. So watch both of those. They'll help you a lot.
You know who I want to hear on the phone?
Okay.
Daquan Wiltshire.
Oh, he's here?
No, he should call in right now.
Money Mondays don't really provide. Sorry, there's a huge echo. The Money Mondays don't really provide that much value. Like the real estate advice is good, but you have like 24 shows just talking about credit score and which credit cards to get. I mean, like it's like every other week you guys are doing a credit card show. And then also you keep bringing back these crypto hustlers, and they're always pushing some shit coin. Like it's not even legit like crypto advice. And when you don't have the crypto people, you got a drop shipper. The YouTube automation guy was good. I'll give you that. But for like the last point, y'all gotta stop bringing back Bandman, BBL, Kevo. That dude is just coming on the show too much. He don't really add much value. I don't even know what he does. But other than that, the Money Mondays are good. It's just like too much credit card reviews.
Okay, so let's address your first one. You said that there's issue. You don't like the Money Mondays because you think it doesn't give that much value. So here's the thing you got to understand. Most people are not necessarily financially savvy, so we have to go things on a rudimentary level and then build up from there. Now, when it comes to the credit cards, okay, you're saying that there's too many credit card episodes. The reason why we do, and here's the thing, we do this once a year, okay? We do a travel card episode, we do a money cash or /cashback credit card episode, and then we do a business credit card episode. And then sometimes we'll do like a general best credit cards for the year. Because every year there's better credit cards that come out because credit card companies are extremely competitive. So there's always new credit cards coming out. There's always new bonuses coming out. There's always new benefits coming out with different cards, and they're always constantly being updated. So that is why we come out with credit card episodes once per year based on the specific category that people want to get credit cards in.
Yeah. And also, as a first-time guy in credit, you don't know what cards to buy. So we're giving you options that you can buy
What to apply for.
off the bat. Yeah.
So that's number one, right? So we have to update it every year because credit cards always change in pecking order, right? There's some obviously ones that always stick, right? Like your Amex Platinums and Golds, etc. But there's always new and upcoming credit cards that come out that we always review and tell guys to get. And that's number one. Number two, the reason why we do so many episodes on credit score is because credit is literally the cornerstone of living in Western countries where interest is a thing and it's debt ridden. And so it's the thing is, if you want to acquire assets like real estate, etc., you have to get your credit on point. You need to get your stuff fixed. If you want to get a job in law enforcement or a job where you require security clearance, you need to get your credit card on point, your credit score on point. Sorry. So that is why we harp on credit scores so much, because we want people to become financially free. A cornerstone of being financially free is being able to procure assets that give you back money. A big part of that is real estate, and you need good credit to get real estate. Otherwise, you're not gonna qualify to get a loan. If you do qualify, you're gonna get a shitty credit score. So we want guys to be in the best position to acquire assets. That's why I harp on credit scores so much, because it's something that isn't taken seriously in American culture in general. There's a reason why most Americans only have 500, don't even have like $1,000 in savings, can't cover a $500 emergency expense. It's because people are not financially literate. So that's why we harp on it so much, man. It is a cornerstone. Now, let's address the crypto guys that you mentioned. When we do our crypto shows, we always pretty much advocate for two main coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Now, with that said, do not mistake when we talk about other coins, right, versus what we tell guys to normally get. You got to remember, it's a live show. People ask questions, people call in, whatever. What do you think about this coin? What do you think about this coin? Or, yo, what do you think about this? And then Charlie and Miguel will give their honest opinions on what they think about that coin, but they're not sitting there telling you, go ahead and buy it right now.
Yeah.
They tell you, yo, Ethereum and Bitcoin are the most safe coins to invest in. We're also in Hex. This is how much money I made on Hex. But they're coin agnostic, okay? They're not sitting there trying to push random coins. Normally, if they do mention another coin that isn't necessarily in the regular repertoire, it's because someone super chatted in and asked about a specific coin, and then they give their honest feedback on that coin, bro.
And then
what else criticism did he
hardly
get?
been on the podcast.
Yeah,
Kevo's
been on. We've had this podcast for 3 years. Kevo's been on what, 3 times?
Yeah.
For a Money Monday?
Pretty much.
Once a year?
He's hardly ever on.
I mean, come on, man. Like, just because you don't like the guy, that doesn't mean, like, we bring him on once a year. You just don't have to watch that episode.
That's true, and I appreciate y'all addressing the credit card thing. But like my other suggestion would be is like get some 9-to-5 career people on, because you got a lot of super chatters talking about going into cybersecurity. They want to do tech, they want to do all these different like 9-to-5 fields, but like y'all aren't really providing that value, and that's going to apply to more people than just like having Amazon drop shippers and crypto guys. But that's the only suggestion I think to make the Money Mondays even better. But I appreciate y'all time.
That's a good actually recommendation, bro.
Yeah, we just got to figure out who to bring on.
That's trustworthy.
And
that actually had the experience.
Yeah, and not like a fucking weirdo as well. People that, because like the thing is like you guys want us to bring these people, and you got to remember, bro, people aren't content creators. They might not want to come on a pod like this and give that information, or they might be weird, or they might not be able to convey. There's a lot of people that are really, you got to understand too that it's a gift to be able to teach people. Some people are good at things and they suck at explaining it, or they suck at being able to convey themselves, or they're not articulate, or whatever it is. So we need to make sure that if we bring someone on that is an expert in a certain niche, they know what the fuck they're talking about. And I actually am working on this right now, getting you guys Red Pill Thor over here, because he comes from the from that world. So we definitely are working on bringing it. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. We'll make it happen. But yeah, man, as far as your criticisms with credit and the credit card stuff, we do it because it's that important. And you can see with all the people that comment in like, yo, I got my credit score is up here now, blah, blah, blah. That puts them in a fantastic financial position to be able to acquire assets. That's why we want them to take credit seriously, bro. Not enough Americans take credit seriously. It's unacceptable to have anything under like a 700, like under a 720, bro. And that's why we harp on it so much.